Hey, good afternoon, guys. This is Ed Macias with Premier Realtor Network, CEO and co-founder. And I'm also on the line here with Edwin Dearborn. He is our Chief Marketing Officer for our companies and also our Chief Strategist that has outlaid how we can drive in multiple clients for all of our co-brokers out there that we're trying to connect with. So, Edwin Dearborn, thank you for being on the line here with us today.
Yeah, great. Thank you for having me.
So when we first started back about 24 months ago, Edwin, we sat down at a coffee table there drinking a little bit of coffee, and we talked about how can we execute on a strategy that can bring us clients while we're hanging out with our families, while we're out there doing whatever that we're doing. How can we have the internet working for us, and how can we leverage our time and in essence create a system that's driving in clients while we're doing the things that we love to do. Tell us a little bit more about that whole concept, and take us back 24 months ago when we first started talking about Lender Funnel and also Premier Realtor Network. Can you enlighten us a little bit?
Yeah, great point. Just because the internet has an amazing opportunity does not necessarily mean that people are leveraging that opportunity. We know that realtors out there, each individual realtor that's ambitious and wants to grow, knows that the internet represents a massive opportunity to not only grow brand awareness of them as a realtor, but to attract home buyers and more listings. The problem is, as we know from in the last 24 months, having lectured and interviewed individually hundreds upon hundreds of realtors, is that the internet is overwhelming. Where do I begin? Do I have a blog? Should I be on Facebook? What kind of videos should I create? So what we identified were what were the leading funnels, what were the pillars of digital marketing that we could distill and focus their attention on without getting overwhelmed. And I think we've come now full circle after deployment and working with hundreds of realtors on really what is the fastest route from A to B to A, build brand awareness, B, put content out there that's intelligent and inspiring, and three, have that all lead to the realtor back as an honest to God exclusive lead of someone who wants to do business.
That's a great point, Edwin. One of the challenges that we've been seeing here, and that we experienced ourselves when we first launched our core agency, because of course, our goal has always been to help out realtors on a national scale. But the one thing that I didn't want to do is be like a lot of the quote unquote gurus out there, or marketing companies that are selling kind of like the next silver bullet that's going to be bringing in all kinds of commission checks and all kinds of money. So what we did is, obviously, we laid a strategy, right? That was the most important thing, is we laid a strategy on how we're going to market, where we're going to market, and when we're going to market. And we actually started to deploy those things exactly as we laid it out in our blueprint. And we internally did it in our small let's call it our small brokerage here, just to test it, because we wanted to make sure that what we were doing here in Southern California would work anywhere in the United States of America, right? Didn't matter if you're in Austin, if you were in Orlando, if you were in Washington, D.C., it didn't really matter where you're at. But if we can do it here in Orange County, which is one of the most, let's say, one of the most competitive markets in the whole country for online marketing, we know we could do it anywhere, right? So basically, that's what we've done, guys. I want to show you real quickly some of the slides here that Edwin's going to hit on, which is kind of the system now that we've developed, right? So we've been talking about what we can do, but we're going to show you guys some of the slides here real quick, so that we can get right into the details of what here we're doing here. So we have the realtor, who is challenged right here, Edwin. So tell me what this means to you as far as a realtor what they're experiencing and what they've been going through here with the development of all of these different things that are happening and that they're being told and being sold every day. Because I'm sure just like everybody else in my inbox, I probably have 30 to 40 emails where someone's telling me how they can help me get more business, right? So
Exactly.
tell me what this means to you here, this slide here about this realtor and his
Well,
challenges.
I've been in St. Louis lecturing to the St. Louis Real Estate Association. I've spoken to realtors in Southern California. I'm now in Vegas. I've spoken to hundreds of realtors in Vegas. No matter where I go, they're overwhelmed with shiny objects. And it seems like there's always the newest thing. Oh, you got to be on Yelp. Oh, you got to be here. When in reality, I would rather get a realtor really good on one system, doing that system right versus doing a bunch of things. And see, a system is different than a thing. A website is a thing. Twitter is a thing. Yelp is a thing. But when you bring a number of elements together, like Facebook and email and phone calls, you now develop a system. The system is the solution. The things are just a giant distraction. So what we've done is taken what we know based on working with realtors in St. Louis, in Las Vegas, in Southern California over the last 24 months, and put a number of things together into a streamlined system. So when he doesn't have that, this is how the realtor looks.
Great. That's awesome. So here's part of the what we're talking about here with the system. Obviously, is it's an attraction funnel, right?
Yep.
We're creating quality content. We're delivering it to the right platforms at the right time to the right audience, and attracting them into our funnel. Um, so here's something here, right? One of the images, and which is part of our system as well, is the follow up. So can you tell me, what's different? Because there's a lot of people out there, again, talking about getting the lead in the door, getting the, they're teaching and preaching and selling programs, some of which are thousands of dollars, about how to bring leads in. Tell me more about some of the key elements in the program that we've developed that is more than just the lead generation aspect.
Yeah, good point. If you watch videos from Tom Ferry, I've spoken with Mike Ferry personally. If you watch videos online, if you read reports from NAR, they all say the same thing. The gestation period of a home sale is one of the longest in all of sales. People take 6 to 18 months to purchase a home or sell a home after they've contacted the realtor. So we've got this long opportunity to blow it, right? But for the realtor that really nails the follow up, this can be their shining light in terms of bringing about viability. So our system isn't just about generating the lead, although that's a critical part, but 90% is the follow up. So when you implement within the system and the technology, having an ISA, um, a follow-up system with email, scheduling with CRM, and you put them all together, all these technologies and people into a systematic system, what happens is that people don't fall through the cracks.
Got
I
it.
think, yeah,
Yeah, so that's a very 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 important, right? So that's all kind of part of you know scheduling that appointment and creating closing opportunities for our network of realtors. So part of what we wanted to talk about here with this, the Big GCI program, is that we know exactly how to market and where to market, and we know how to bring them in through the funnel. So using technology, leveraging technology, and leveraging an internal sales force that is basically taking those leads that are coming in and contacting them in the moment that they're online or on their mobile phone. This team is internally calling and connecting with them and trying to find out what is their why, right? The reason why they came in the door. So that's very critical here, which is part of our system, and then obviously moving them along to our network, our partner network. So as we see, all of those pieces are critical, Edwin. What what separates this opportunity with the Big GCI program from everything else that's out there? From what you've seen in your experience, you've been doing digital marketing now, and you're an author, well-known speaker all over the place. What what separates the Premier Realtor Network membership from anything that's out there in your opinion?
Well, I think we have a perfect marriage of a brokerage and a digital marketing minds that understand that the system has to be not only deployed but financed, right? I tell people that there's only two critical points to win in marketing. Number one, you've got to have a winning strategy. Strategy has systems. And number two, you have to fund the strategy. You have to finance the strategy. Finance is the energy, it's the fuel that makes the car go, as I talk about in my book. So if we've got a powerful engine and in a great chassis, all it needs is fuel. I think we understand that as a brokerage, we can't just finance something we don't understand. We have to put money into a system that we know that works. So if we have that, then we have the opportunity to create more opportunities for the realtor, thus Big GCI. Look, realtors only get into this business to make money. I've never met a realtor that quit because they said, you know what, the commissions were too big. I was making so much money, I had to get out of real estate. According to NAR, 87% of agents quit within the first 5 years. The number one reason, they couldn't make the money. And when you ask them why they weren't making the big commissions, they didn't have a team and they didn't have the know-how of how to generate, nurture, and close more leads. I believe that with all the reiterations and discovery and work, and you and I know we've put a lot of hours into this to build this perfect beast, that we now have a workable system that builds their brand, generates the lead, does the follow-up, creates the opportunity for the realtor to close the person, and then once that opportunity is closed, bringing the funding full circle back to now put their brand in front of more people. I believe that is what is the unique selling proposition. We have a 5-part system that works.
That's correct. Awesome. So what we're going to do here real quick is I wanted to, just have some, the people that are here viewing us, and again, thank you for being with us and taking a little bit of time to see what the Big GCI is all about. Like we had said from the very beginning, our mission is to help 1,000 realtors in the next 12 months launch their local market and position themselves as the expert in that local market. So what we're doing right now, and it's going to be just for the next 30 days, we're going to go on a let's call it on a 30-day journey to drive and put into the system the first 100, let's call it founding forefathers here, of the Big GCI program. And we're going to do everything in our power to not only deploy them into the system, but we have an opportunity right now from one of our sponsors and obviously our sister company, Lender Funnel. They're going to sponsor the first 100 agents that come on board and get them 100% onboarded with the technology and all of the setup here. Because the biggest thing here, guys, is that our company is not about making money on marketing. It's not about making money from building websites, blogs, and selling you guys books, systems, and all of these other fancy things that are being pitched to you on a daily basis. What we're creating is a membership where we have true partnerships with brokers all over the country. And what we're doing here is we are collaborating and putting a system that we know works, and we are then leveraging, like Edwin had said earlier, finances. Because the thing is that a lot of realtors are spending money, but they're spending money on things and they're putting them everywhere. What we're doing here is we're going to take a small amount of dollars that you guys are spending in hundreds of different places, which adds up to a lot of money, and we're going to be very laser targeted with where we put it. So what we're going to do here is we're going to take what normally would be a setup fees of a couple $1,000s on a lot of these technologies that we're going to basically set up for you. We're going to go ahead and sponsor those right now, and I could actually show you some of the things that we're going to be doing. If you guys want to see that at a later time, we can go through all the details of what the setup is, what you get, and all that good stuff. But I can guarantee you that we have really, really great actually providers out there that are doing these things and providing these things, and they're doing it at thousands of dollars, right? So that's something that Lender Funnel will sponsor the first 100 agents. What I wanted to do right now, Edwin, is to kind of go back into the details of this actual the actual case study, right? I'm going to bring up real quick on the screen. Not sure if you're seeing it here in front of me, but I'm going to share the screen real quick.
And then before you bring that up, I want to bring up another point.
Sure.
Let me just take 45 seconds on this. The investment with the Premier Realtor Network, let's say you did it for an entire year, 12 months of marketing 24/7, better than 99% of your competitors. You could pay for the entire year's worth of marketing, which is also a tax write-off, by the way, with the sale of one home off of our program. Meaning, the minute you sell your first home, the commission off of the Big GCI program could finance your marketing program for an entire year. Now, I can guarantee you that because this is a done together program, if you work hard like we work hard, you getting that first home sale, it's a slam dunk. That's not even a problem. I predict that if a person works hard, we're talking an additional 12, 18, 24, maybe even higher transactions per year. If you really work with us in this done together program, I'm going to tell you, you're going to excel well above any of your competitors in your area.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense, Edwin. And so here we're gonna show them that. I know you're saying that, and you feel 100% confident in that, and so do I, because if we go back, if we go back and we date this, I'm gonna actually bring up on the screen again our local brokerage here, where we basically prove that out. I'm going to show some of the numbers here by pulling up one of the companies that everybody hates, but I'm going to show it on Zillow, because obviously Zillow is still where the consumer still lives, and our goal is to basically pull consumers away from Zillow and creating these great sales funnels for our brokers here in their local market. But I'm going to share the screen here again, and do you see that, Edwin?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So then our viewers here will be seeing it as well. So here's Premier Realty Network. That was our local, Tustin brokerage, okay, here in Tustin, California, where we did our first case study. So
Right.
we look back here in the last 12 months, there's 19 sales, okay? So those sales have resulted from what we've been doing and all of the strategies that we've put in place, where our broker, a record Roger Reidman, who actually happens to be in his 70s, he's probably going to hate me when I say this, but we came to him and we told him that we'd be able to launch this program and be able to get revenue rolling into his brokerage. And so as you can see here, over the last 12 months, the performance of our system, and here you see the sales and the areas of where the properties have been sold. Obviously anybody here on the recording can feel free to go there and view active listings that the team has, past sales that the team is performed on, and then reviews, right? Because this is all part of our system, is to not only help you transact, but then also help you get reviews in, so that we can continually leverage the power of online reviews and whatnot to drive in more buyers and sellers into our system. But just wanted to show that to everybody, because I know a lot of times people talk about things but then they don't show it. Here's an illustration here that our team in this little local market, when we started, probably not knowing what we know today, right? Because as we fast forward everything that we've learned and all the experience that we've gained, and all of the systems that we've put in place with converting the leads, this number would probably double, maybe triple in the next 12 months in this local market. So
which is highly competitive.
absolutely. Right. Orange County, in Orange County, San Diego County, and LA County, if you can do it in these three counties here in Southern California, anybody else listening to this in smaller marketplaces where it's not as competitive, we believe the numbers could be better.
Yes, and one of the other things is, when we were early on about a year ago when we were piloting this, and as you know, we were working with realtors and here in Vegas and St. Louis. I mean, depending on how many dollars they put in, I mean, we're generating for our realtor partners 1 to 2 exclusive leads per day. Now, I really want to push up exclusive. You're not buying a lead that 40 other realtors are calling, right? And you and I know those stories because I talk to realtors that buy leads from third-party carriers. I won't mention names. And it's to the point where they're getting hate mail because they're like, you're the 40th realtor to call me, and all I did was just want to look at something on a website. I did not want to talk to a realtor. What we've developed is a lead coming in from someone who actually wants to talk to a realtor. So, and they're only giving you their information. I'd rather have one exclusive lead than 10 leads of pissed off people, leads I'll call them, from pissed off people who didn't really want to talk to a realtor but felt bamboozled into logging into a website. So, this is not the leads that you are used to buying. These are people buying into your brand, subscribing to your offerings, and wanting to do business with the realtor of choice that we are presenting in these ads.
Perfect. So what I wanted to touch on here, the next piece here, and kind of again show what we're doing, right? Because
Right.
as we see in this case study, we see 19 transactions in the last 12 months. That's almost 2 transactions per month, which if you're listening to this webinar right now and you're not doing 1 to 2 transactions per month every single month, then you're obviously in a situation today where you want to change that, right? You want to get to where you have predictable revenue every single month, because obviously why you're in business is to drive revenue, and you're here to drive revenue to take care of your family, yourself, and whatever, right? So the bottom line is, now that we know that we're driving in leads, now that we know that we're driving in quality leads, right, and people who actually want to have a conversation, that haven't been suckered into signing into some kind of form or opt-in form, you know, wanted to show you guys where these people come into, right? And it's all part of our conversion system and conversion strategies. I'm currently going to share my screen with you. We invested a lot of money here in this platform. This platform right here, by the way, just so that you guys know and you guys can go and look it up, it's the Sync platform. It's the top technology in the space today as it relates to converting leads. So we obviously don't want these people going to Zillow and Trulia to look at properties. We've created our own platform and customized things, and each and every one of our members that comes and becomes part of our membership will get their own local market, will get a platform of ours, a microsite with their own local platform. So this one here says search homes in Orange County. It could be search homes in Phoenix. It could be search homes in Orlando, wherever the case may be. But this technology, just so that you guys know, costs at least $997 for them to set it up, and it's almost a $2,000 per month investment. Right, and I say investment because it definitely has helped us in converting leads. It does all kinds of great stuff. I'm not even going to go into it, but the bottom line is it helps our consumers stay on our website, and the technology is intelligent enough to see when the consumers are logging in, and it interacts with them to help them move to the next step, which is setting up a showing appointment or getting them in contact with one of our internal ISAs, which is working the leads for you to get them from a lead to a warm prospect and an appointment. So wanted to just share the technology framework that we're using for technology, and pretty much just let you guys know that every single corner or every single thing that is important in converting leads has been put together and assembled in this Big GCI platform for Premier Realtor Network. I just wanted to show just kind of some of the competitors out there that are out there currently right now. They're good companies, not taking anything away from them by any means, but I wanted to show what they charge, right, for some of these things. So I have currently right now Geographic Farming, which, by the way, good company. I've talked to them over there. This is their program, Edwin, and I think I shared this with you before. But to do some Facebook leads and to drive them to basically your technology and have you following up on them, it's anywhere between $649 to $1348 per month. And by the way, this is just a management fee. This doesn't include any actual marketing dollars. So though they provide some really good services, again, this goes back to being able to finance yourself and being able to do this, right? So what we've done, and we've made it really, really painless, is that we've brought in all the best practices, all of the best technologies. We've harnessed all of the designers, the web developers, the programmers, and we have an in-house team that is basically working for each and every one of our partner brokers to help continue to drive the funnel each and every day. And the goal is to drive 1 to 2 potential leads that turn into a bona fide prospect, right? So, these are some of the things that I wanted to show. One other one that I want to show real quick, and these are all, guys that are out there in the marketplace, trying to earn money from selling services. Right. So here's another one, bold leads. They promise a lot of things. I don't know if they always, deliver all the time, but bottom line is these services exist, and they cost quite a bit of money, right? So these guys, I'm looking for their fee structure. Don't want to waste too much time on it, but here it is, the pricing, guys. Sorry about that. So here's their pricing packages. Again, these are just for them to manage your ads. So if you wanted to target sellers, if you wanted to target buyers, it's $299 a month. If you wanted to do a seller and buyer package, it's $589 a month. If as a broker you wanted to target a few different zip codes, it's $899 a month. So again, the only purpose of this is to show you that what we're bringing to the table is super valuable. We have our own management team in-house that's managing each and every one of our agents' local markets, and are deploying this for pennies on the dollar. And the bottom line is that our program is been proven over the last 12 months with one local market. So I don't want to go too much longer here, Edwin. Let's sum this up, and I'm going to bring up in a little bit the website for where they can go to sign up, which is our Premier Realtor Network website. But why don't you bring this home for us and tell somebody who's been sitting here for the last 20 minutes or so listening to us, why today, if I'm a realtor currently struggling to have consistent revenue come in on a monthly basis, how PRN is different, and how everything that we've been talking about today, if we fast forward 12 months and if they decided to move forward with our membership, tell me what that could look like for an individual who's here today, who's kind of frustrated and over spending money on different things and just hasn't seen results.
Yeah, look, we all know that referrals are the best source of business. The problem is we can't turn that faucet on as fast as we would like. Our system allows you to turn on the second best faucet there is, which is people who are looking online, which is 90% of America. The problem is that the big corporations that are selling you these systems are also selling those leads to dozens of other realtors. You've got to have your exclusive funnel. When you have exclusive leads, which is our unique selling proposition, we're not selling you leads, we're branding you with your own funnel. And not only that, we're working together to create the opportunity. If you're not talking to people, you're not selling. And when I mean talking to people, they're on the phone, they're sitting in front of you. That's an opportunity. So we don't just sell you the lead and then give you a kiss goodnight. What we're doing is we're getting a lead and we're creating the opportunity for you to be on the phone, or better yet, in front of a person, a live human being. That's what makes the system unique. Now, if you're sitting in front of more people that want to buy or sell a home, guess what? You're going to sell more homes simply because it's a numbers game. We all know that sales is a number game, but it's only a good numbers game if you're sitting across from real people. That's what we do. We get you in front of real people.
Awesome, Edwin. Well, thank you so much here. I'm gonna end it here with scrolling through the Premier Realtor Network
Great.
website that we just launched. So again, that's premierrealtornetwork.com. If you want more information on Premier Realtor Network, the website is great. Again, this is our team. They just launched it. This is the kind of work that you could expect. Obviously, when we do branding and whatnot, it's high quality stuff, right? It's stuff that as agents, I'm sure some of you who've spent money on some branding stuff, you know, it costs thousands of dollars to look right. But not only are we going to make you look right, we're now going to position you in front of folks so that you have opportunities to do what you got into the business to do, which is help people buy and sell real estate, right? So this is what we do, right? We love real estate. We're here to grow your business. We're basically, in essence, a digital agency that turned into a digital brokerage that's here to partner with realtors throughout the country. We're obviously launching local right now as we, create more case studies, but this is what we do, right? We're going to handle landing pages, email campaigns, social media, content marketing, reaching out to customers for them to set up opportunities and meetings, online marketing strategy, lead conversion, right? All of the things that we're doing. These are some of the trends out there that are currently involved in the marketplace that we want to get in front of as realtors. Position ourselves in front of the millennials, the Generation X, Xers and whatnot. There's a lot of opportunities out there, so we know how to reach those people, and Premier Realtor is there to do that. Again,
Really?
these are some of the companies that we've currently already started working with, right, locally. And again, there's a lot of great information on the website that people can take a look at. And more importantly, if someone is ready right now to sign up, take it to the next level in their local marketplace and secure a spot where they're not competing against 30 or 50 other agents like some of those other big billion-dollar companies, right, where you're spending thousands of dollars, and only getting coverage in one zip code. We're obviously asking you guys to go to our website, go to the membership site of the sign up, and there you're going to see basically some of the details and how to become part of our 100 charter members. So again, thank you so much for spending a little bit of time with us, and we look forward to connecting with you. If you guys have any questions whatsoever, as you guys receive our information or any of our follow-up nurturing emails, myself or Edwin would be available to connect with you guys and walk you through any specifics as it relates to your local market, your program, how we can move this thing forward. So again, thank you so much. Edwin, thank you so much for spending time with us.
Absolutely.
And can't wait to bring on those first 100 charter members. Talk to you.
Absolutely.
Bye-bye.